Hi everyone. I hope you are all doing good. كنا ناطرين بس 5 دقايق زيادة كانت قشة الكهرباء عند الكل. تنشوف كم شخص معنا. تقريبا معنا 61 participants. So just to let you know, we are recording the session. إن شاء الله ما يكون عندكم any problem like with recording the session, because honestly many of our YLPers can't attend today because of the electricity. We are uploading the sessions online. So Jad, hi Jad.
Hello everyone.
How are you doing?
All is good. Hope you're doing great.
Yes, we are all doing good. So let me first introduce myself. My name is Nadine Khawle, and I'm the Youth Development Delegate at UNDP Lebanon. I work on implementing the Youth Leadership Program. للي مش سامعين فيه, the Youth Leadership Program is a program implemented under the umbrella of UNDP. And it's like a very successful program, and we've been training the youth to be social entrepreneurs, social innovators, and SDG advocates or global goal advocates. Today I have my colleague Hani, who is supporting also with the YLP Lebanon talks. Honestly, he suggested Jad. قال لي نادين مش معقول يقطع ال YLP هذه السنة بلا ما نجيب جاد يحكي ويعطينا شوية motivation to boost our energy. So thank you Hani for the recommendations. So thank you Jad for being here with us. So Jad, يعني شو بدي أقول? Honestly I follow you on Instagram. The day Hani told me بحسه كتير حلو جد, وشابو با على كل شيء انت عم تعمله, وشابو با انه انت عم تعطينا موتيفيشن بعد للشباب اللبناني انه يكونوا عم بيشتغلوا ببلدهم, لو عم بيشتغلوا لبرا بس عم بيشتغلوا ببلدهم. So عن جد thank you so much Jad for everything, and the floor is yours. ما بدي طول عليك. I know that you have prepared a presentation and we honestly can't wait to listen to you and to your exceptional talk. And Jad, أنا بس بدي أسألك شو يعني كرايسيس عندك؟ شو يعني شو definition للكرايسيس هلا بلبنان اللي نحن عم نمر فيها؟ جاوبني and the floor is yours.
Of course. Awachi, thank you so much. It's my pleasure for being here. And thank you everyone in your team, and thank you for everyone who joined today. I love your question. لأنه a crisis تختلف كتير on so many people. يعني a lot of people, if they break up, it's a crisis for them. A lot of people, if they lose their money, it's a crisis for them. So it differs. أنا بالنسبة لي how I see it, and I said it before, a crisis is when you stop dreaming and all what you think about is to actually a survival, on a day-to-day survival. And once it's the only thing you have to think about, how I see it, this is the top crisis which would affect the society and especially the youth. And now is our age to dream, to plan, and to achieve our goals.
Yes, exactly Jad. So Jad, فينا نحكي اليوم أكثر شوي عن الأونلاين business, عن eCommerce, and how you are dealing with your business during this crisis. I will give you the floor. The floor is yours.
For sure.
You can interact with everyone. Just let us know if you need any support, and we'll open the floor for questions and answers at the end. So Jad, the floor is yours.
Thank you so much. هقول بس a very small thing before I start. إنه أنا, and people know me, I talk a lot. So a lot of times I go on lives, I say it's a 5-minute live, and then it ends up to be an hour live. So بالوقت اللي we're only having like the last 10 minutes, please let me know so that I can go faster, because I can go all the way until 10-11 p.m. But I try to make the presentation as short as possible, and for sure, inshallah, we will have more talks to even talk and dig deeper into what we have, which is the main topic, as you mentioned, Nadine, online businesses during the crisis. So now I'm just gonna share my screen and we'll take it from there. So E-commerce in times of crisis, how e-commerce can get you out of the Lebanese economic crisis, how each and every one of you can keep on dreaming and open their business even during those times. But before I start, I just wanted to, I put maybe 2 slides best, which ما كتير خصهم into e-commerce, but I believe it's mandatory for me to at least introduce my whole talk in this way, because I know what people are passing through, and I just want them to relate to حيلا حدا تاني who was passing through the same exact thing. And this person منه شخص غريب. This person is actually me in 2014. As you can see on the left, this is me back in 2014. I used to make $250 per month. I used to work as a full-timer at a gift store in Hamra, and I was forced to have, as soon as I was 18, a financial crisis happened in our family, and I had to hold around $1.2 million in debt. This was actually in debt after losing every asset we have in terms of houses, cars, businesses, whatever it is. So I came from this background. On the right, a long story short, after 6 years, akid we would dig deeper into everything that happened in those 6 years, because it didn't happen overnight. I have founded or co-founded 7 brands in the Middle East. We average around $300,000 every month in sales. As you can see, it's a screenshot from one of the sales of a monthly sales in one of the stores. And I was able to close the whole family debt back in 2017. How did this happen? I didn't take money from anyone, and no one closed our debt. I was able to close it to the last penny. Before I dig deeper into e-commerce, before I dig deeper into Shopify, into Facebook ads, and those technical words that have helped me or were a very big part of the journey in which I was able to achieve everything, the main thing that helped me was the why in my life. Back in 2013, I got a call from my dad. He told me, Jad, you need to come home right now. I came back home. We sat. I still remember this night. I would never, ever forget it. And he told me, Jad, we're passing through a very rough time. We will hambir al-bayt, the cars, etc., 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 and we won't have any cash left because 1, 2, 3 happened. I was like, okay, I'm the type of guy that if something happens, I stop thinking about it. I directly jump into solutions, but it was very hard. You really cannot imagine it. So I had 2 options. Option A, after my dad had made a schedule with the debtors, we were able to close through the schedule the whole debt in 48 years. So after the 48th year, بكون أنا عمري 62 almost, is when I can start my life. And option B is to do something about it. How, why, when, I don't know. But my why in life, back when I was 18, was I want to get my family out of this. I want to keep on dreaming, and I want to do the impossible. How? Through marketing, through the skills I have, through the skills I wanted to learn. I didn't know anything back then, and mainly through e-commerce. So that was my plan. But one thing I had, which didn't go with the houses and the cars and all of those things that come and go, was my mindset. My mindset was the richest in the world. I used to sit with people when I was in $1 million debt that used to make millions of dollars every month, and I used to talk to them the same way, the same perspective they used to talk. They used to think I was a multi-millionaire back then. So my mindset was fixed towards a goal. Why am I saying that? Because trust me, what I was passing through 8 years ago or 7 years ago was much harder than what I'm passing right now, by what's happening in Lebanon. And I was able to make it happen. So there's no reason on earth why you guys cannot make it happen. From a practical perspective, I approached e-commerce. Why? There wasn't a specific reason. I used to love marketing back then, and I did my research. I was in a hurry. I wanted something to pursue. I mustn't adran to go into JAMA. I couldn't pursue my studies. I couldn't find a full-time job. I didn't have a degree. I didn't have anything. So I tweaked how society worked. I went the other way, which was actually harder and tougher. And here I am right now because of this practical method. Hala, if you guys actually want to know more about the why, how to find your why, I have almost a 3.5-hour course, which I open for everyone for free. It's there for the next 3 days. You can just go to the link in my bio because now we don't have time to talk about it all. And the second button in pink is the mindset course recordings. You can go, have lifetime access to it and watch it. Trust me, it's amazing. مش لأنه أنا كده بعطيه, but the topics there are really helpful. So let's get into the practical way of how I've done it. I didn't know all of this back then, but I was able throughout those years to do my research after testing. And now I have found you a lot of solutions for the people, see a lot of people that maybe have got introduced to me for the first time right now. So I really want you to focus to know those keywords. Again and again, we don't have much time to talk about every single detail, but those keywords that you are going to see right now are mandatory for you to go and dig deeper into them, because trust me, it has worked with me. It has worked with over thousands of people in the past year who at least have came back to me and told me I've done 1, 2, 3 with screenshots, and it's gonna work with you too. So e-commerce mainly is trading products or selling products online. That's the easiest way I can understand it. We all know back then, 20 years ago, the only way I could shop was to go to a store, try the products, pay for them in cash, and leave. That was the only way. But thanks to e-commerce, now you can do all of this as a user from the comfort of your home. And same thing goes to the merchant. يعني الشخص اللي who wants to sell his product or her product. You can start a full e-commerce business from your room and act as if you're a very big brand. And that's the beauty of it. Why e-commerce is better? Why is it much better? For 6 straight to the point reasons. One, it's much more affordable. We all know if you want to open a store, it might cost you up to $100,000. If it was a small humble store. مع decor, with inventory and the electronics and the lighting and the water, everything. So e-commerce, you can do that for a much cheaper price. And now we're going to talk about it. 2, it's borderless, which is very important for everyone right now. One of the key factors to keep on dreaming in Lebanon, unfortunately, I have to say it, is to get in fresh dollars. So, of course, I can't sell mainly in fresh dollars in my country because the purchasing power have went down, unfortunately. So I need to open to new markets. So with e-commerce, with the press of a button, I can sell the whole world. 3, accessible, which means if you're 12, if you're 18, or if you're 60, you can have access to the same information that I use, that other e-commerce owners use, that anyone use from your laptop. All what you need is a laptop and an internet connection. 3 is data mine. For me, the very most important factor that helps you scale your business or grow your business is access to data. So Anna, back then, if I had a fashion store and people used to come into my store, they either buy and I know how much I sold today, or they leave. That's maybe probably the only data I can have access to. Thanks to e-commerce, you can know based on age, gender, where they live, their actions that have been taken on social media or on your site. You can know everything. You can know how many people went, if you sell cakes, how many people went, checked the chocolate cake, then changed their mind into a vanilla cake and bought it, and then bought after a month because it was their sister's birthday. You have access to everything. 4, automated. One of the best things if you want to open a lot of businesses, like I said before, I run right now 6 to 8 brands approximately. It depends if you want to consider one of them a brand. And I do this with 90% less time than when I used to run one brand only 5 years ago, because it's all automated. People can go on your store, talk with a virtual salesman, buy, and then a signal would go on those products all when you are asleep. So it's automated. and you can do that. And last but not least, scalable. Scalable means the room for growth or growing or expanding your business. There is a lot of room for scalability when it comes to e-commerce business, and that's what keeps you running and growing and increasing your sales. So why is it one of the best solutions if you are in Lebanon? 3 main points. 1, scalable and easy access to information, as we just mentioned. 2, cheap infrastructure. Unfortunately, most of us here have lost their savings in the banks. So we need something that I can start with a low budget. E-commerce is one of them. And 3, it's one of the best and direct sources for fresh USD, since you can sell outside. Then how can you start? Practically speaking, you need 3 things. You need a product to sell. You need a channel to sell on, how to showcase this product. And you need a payment gateway to receive this money. So it's the what, the where, and the how. So starting off with the product, first thing you have to know, and please guys, I want you to memorize those words. If you don't know them, if you haven't heard me say them before on the page, go and search them after we're done to understand everything. So we have a lot of business models. Where would I get my products from? Do I want to private label? And actually private labeling is 90% of what I do, in which I talk to a manufacturer outside Lebanon or inside Lebanon. I talk to a manufacturer that manufactures, for example, I want to sell AirPods. So he or she, they manufacture earphones or wireless earphones. I tell them, okay, I want 1,000 of them for a better price, for a really good price. And that's what happens. I get them. So I don't manufacture the products. So, which means I'm saving up a lot of money on manufacturing, on labor, etc., etc. 2 is manufacturing. Is if I have a skill of making soap, for example, and I want to create this soap, and that's how I would create this product. 3 is drop shipping, which is a very hot word right now. Everyone is actually approaching drop shipping because you can practically start a drop shipping with less than $200. But of course, you need a little bit more budget for marketing. I have a couple of slides specialized only for drop shipping. So, a channel. You have one of the best free channels ever. Social media. We didn't have this 20 years ago. Imagine you can sell and showcase your products for free on Facebook, on Instagram, on TikTok, on Twitter, on Snapchat, on LinkedIn, wherever you want, for free. It takes more effort when you're not paying for ads, but you can still do it for free. So if you're on a very tight budget, you can still make it happen. So 1 is social media. 2 is to have a website. Thank God we live in 2021. Why? Because I don't know a single line of code. Hala, I'm not bashing any coder because I know how hard their job is. But for the people who don't know how to code, we have a lot of solutions if you don't have a big budget to hire someone, which is creating your site on sites such as WordPress, Wix, or my favorite, Shopify. So I don't know a single line of code, and I've made more than 20 stores so far. And all of my businesses are actually on Shopify. And I do the sites in 2 days. And here I explain a little bit more about Shopify. You can create a full store on Shopify, only $29.99 per month. This is one of the best investments I've ever made in my life. All by yourself. It's just drag and drop. You can choose options, no need for a single line of code. And as mentioned, all of my websites are built on Shopify. It's a lifesaver tool. Hello. In case Hada wanted to ask me, you need to start with only social media first, I would tell you, if you can spare $29 per month, a site is mandatory for so many practical reasons, a lot of things. So having a website right now is super mandatory for so many reasons, with things that work with the 6 points اللي من شوي حكينا عنهم about e-commerce. automated. So you can get sales while you're asleep. People can go and check your prices, check your products while you're asleep. And أكيد في a lot of a little bit advanced practical things such as a Facebook pixel, remarketing campaigns, which you cannot do without having a website. So a website is mandatory. You guys can check Shopify. It's a life-saving tool. هلا حكينا about the product. And guys, for the products, one of your best resources is Alibaba.com. If you want to ship products, Alibaba is one of the best places to hunt for products and to negotiate with Chinese manufacturers and to private label your products. Don't believe anyone who tells you this stereotype and it's a Chinese product, it means it's bad. Not at all. You have bad products here and bad products in the States, you have bad products in Europe, and you have bad products in China. At the same time, you have very high quality products everywhere. So as long as you choose the right supplier, you get a sample, you try it, it's fine, the reviews are good, you can go ahead and continue. So من بعد ما we talked about the product and the channels, now we want to discuss how to get the fresh dollars in. But I need to pause for 20 seconds. I'm sorry, but I need to put my laptop on the charger. So is that okay? Just to make sure.
Yes, sure, Jad.
Okay, thank you so much. Let's make sure that it doesn't cut in the middle of the talk. Thank you so much. Okay, so it was less than 20 seconds. Okay, so as I was saying, we talked about that I need a product at first. 2, where I can sell it. 3, how can I get my fresh dollars? So, homie, it's a long story. Unfortunately, in other countries, other advanced countries, there are a lot of solutions for that. Lebanon, and after the crisis that happened in the financial sector and the banking sector, our options aren't that much. But I just want to explain what a payment gateway means. I think most of you here, guys, have been on a site before and have ordered something and maybe paid online. So the last page you reach, the very last page you reach on the checkout, Isma, when you're asked to put your address, your name, and you have to put your card to pay. This is called a checkout page, which includes the payment gateway. So there is no solution or no automated solution between the client that wants to pay for a product and your bank account directly. So fishy in between, which is called a payment gateway. So this client pays the payment gateway, which is owned by you, and the payment gateway after 3 days, or it depends on every payment gateway, but it's mainly 3 days, would send this money directly to your bank account. So here in Lebanon, we have payment gateways actually, and they're not bad, but 90% of the banks, a payment gateway has to happen through a bank in most cases, or in all cases in Lebanon. A payment gateway, you have to have a registered company in order to have a payment gateway. We tried to talk with a lot of banks to find a solution because we know that a lot of people they want to save up this money. Although, as a disclaimer, guys, if you can afford registering everything from day one, directly do it. So on the option or solution that I'll be talking about right now, it's not illegal. You are also registering, but not as a company, as a private company in which you have a private tax ID, which you get من وزارة المالية. It costs 2 stamps of 2000 lira. And in this way, it's like you're a freelancer. So once you get this paper, and I have all the information on the link in my bio, and we actually have someone who's only there, like we hired them only there just to help you, support you for free on the whole process. The link is also in my bio. and you can understand more on what papers you need, on everything. So once you get this paper, you go to Bank of Beirut, and you can open a payment gateway with them only with this paper. And then once you scale, you can register your company. And let's take as a small information, yes, you get paid in fresh dollars, because every single person who's paying you from outside, they're paying you in fresh dollars. So you can go as much as the amount is, you can go and withdraw them from the bank. I got a lot of questions, we learned our mistake, we don't put money in the bank. I'm with you on that. I don't have a single dollar in any bank in Lebanon. That's our only solution, guys. And that's the beauty of entrepreneurship, is that we are not dependent on anything. We just find a solution. We don't nag. We just open our options. And if you can actually afford to register a business outside, go ahead and do it on spot, even as Ento Kutub Lebanon. But everything I'm proposing right now is that if you're on a tight budget, instead of sitting there and thinking of how I'm going to magically get $10,000 and start, no, just start with what you have. And then you would scale. So a solution in order to do that, in case, although I'm sure that the fresh dollar thing, it's not a مسؤوليتي, but as far as I know, that you can still get paid in fresh dollars as long as you're getting paid in fresh dollars. So you can withdraw as much as the amount is. That's if you want to be on the safe side. Instead of going once per month to the bank, go every 2 days. As much as you have. If you have $1 or if you have $20,000, go and withdraw them. In case la samahallah sarshi, you would just get affected with one transfer instead of many transfers. So I'm pretty sure that not. I have a payment gateway in the States, but I opened a payment gateway in Lebanon to show you guys that it worked. And actually, I kept it. It's a really good solution. Hello. Most of you guys are scaling their businesses to the GCC, يعني بالGulf areas, يعني بالخليج, which I highly advise you to. يعني I wouldn't advise you to directly scale from Lebanon to the States or to Europe, because we have a really beautiful market around us, which is a very big market, and the consumer behavior is similar to what we have here, and the people buy a lot there. So and they don't have any inflation problems so far, which is the GCC or the Gulf area. It's very competitive from a strategy perspective, but from a practical perspective, if you have the payment gateway, you can receive them, and you need a shipping partner. So me personally, I work with DHL. But there is one company which we made a deal with Kaman, and you can also contact them, and you can open it for free. It's one of the 5 solutions we found last year, which is Knuckle Express, which would deliver your products directly in Lebanon from your door to the door of the client in one of those 5 countries, Saudi Arabia, UAE, Jordan, Bahrain, or Egypt. And the client can pay on door. So they can pay cash on delivery, because a lot of people in the GCC still prefer this payment method. And then every 15 days or every 10 days, they transfer this money in fresh for you. So those are 2 of the best ways in which, in case we were قبل 2019 or right now, it's still the same thing when it comes to the practicality of finding those solutions. So my business is up and running. I can sell outside, and most importantly, I can receive my fresh dollars by every sale I make. So if you're a freelancer, because as we know, and it's based on stats, actually, I read it a couple of days ago, that Lebanon has turned to the biggest freelance hub in the world based on the population, because it's a great way to actually bring in fresh dollars. But how do you want to get in this fresh dollars? So you can either do it through a Western Union or an OMT transfer, or the same thing that we did, Obstacle Payment Gateway, you can do it through Bank of Beirut with the same procedure. And every time a client wants to pay you, you just send them a link in which they press on it and they transfer the money in seconds. Now, if you have any fresh account in any bank, they can do a direct transfer. Or there is an invoicing service, which is point number 2, by tap payments. It's in Kuwait. It's not my favorite solution, but my job is to throw out all the solutions I know and tried. So tap payment is also a payment gateway in Kuwait. and you can do it كمان without registering a big business as a start. A small tip for all freelancers there when it comes to strategy of hunting clients. There's a small problem that everyone directly, like if you know a couple of services, you directly claim that you know everything and you directly want to offer everything. And I started as a freelancer. So من شوي بس لما ارجعتكم الصورة of I used to work as a full-timer at Hallmark gift store. I used to also freelance on the side. So freelancing was my very first job. I used to do Google ads and media buying. I used to do SEO. And then I jumped into Facebook ads. And one thing that literally got me the biggest clients in the GCC, and I used to get some really big paychecks when I was sitting alone in a one-room apartment with 3 of my family members, was because I identified myself as an expert in a niche. And that's the best tip I can give to freelancers. So I'll take an example. If you're a graphic designer, instead of saying, I'm a graphic designer that can do you all your social media posts, no, forget about the whole market. Go up there and say, I'm a graphic designer specialized in restaurants only. And go target restaurants with a portfolio tailored for restaurants and learn skills only for the F&B industry, which is the food and beverage industry. So instead of looking to get 0.000% of the whole share of the whole market, go and get 10% of the market share in the F&B industry. Because trust me, even because I'm from the client side. So I get a lot of freelancers every day. So if I wanted a videographer and I got 2 freelancers and I had to choose between one. And one of my products, for the people who don't know, it's a teeth whitening kit. So if someone comes and tell me, I'm a pro in videography, or if someone else comes and tell me, I'm a videographer or a video editor specialized in the health and beauty industry, or the beauty industry, or the teeth industry, oral industry, I would definitely go with option B on spot, because it builds this trust. And okay, I think this guy knows what he's doing, or this girl knows what she's doing. So if you're a freelancer, try to be specialized in a market, try to be specialized in a niche. If you do 8 services, try to focus on one of the most important services in one industry or 2 industries max. And I gave this tip for a lot of people and I've seen them grow. And there's one of the people that actually work with me as a content creator. So I told him, man, you're a pro, but I can see that you're scaling really fast and you're getting a lot of clients and every day you have to change between industries. Look, identify yourself as a pro in photo shoots for e-commerce businesses, and especially in fashion and health and beauty only. And that's what happened. And now the guy has a portfolio of more than 120 clients with a team of 20 people. He started by himself as a freelancer when I knew him. So that's when it comes to freelancing, guys. I started as a freelancer. I believe in freelancing, that it can be the best source of fresh dollars right now in order to scale into an e-commerce business. The very famous dropshipping. So what is dropshipping? Dropshipping is very simple. مثل ما حكينا about e-commerce. In e-commerce, actually dropshipping is a part of e-commerce, and it's not something different. But what I do is that all of the products for all of my brands that I sell them are in my warehouse, either here or barra. That's in my warehouse. So I need to pay for those products ahead of time. I need to pay for them, I get them, and then I sell them. In dropshipping, it's different. What happens in dropshipping is I don't buy any products. I don't pay for any product. All what I do, I find a supplier. I just find a supplier on AliExpress. Same is on AliExpress, but you can find other marketplaces. I find a product and I get the picture of the product after doing my research and reading the reviews, etc., etc. I get it and I place it on my website, and that's it. I start doing ads. I brand my website. I make it look as good as possible, etc., etc. In dropshipping, you do not need a warehouse at all. Once I get a sale, خليني على ذات example AirPod, I saw this on AliExpress in a supplier store. His name is Maher. So I get the picture of this AirPod from Maher and I place it on my site. And then Lean comes and Lean buys this from me. I have it for $50. Maher has it for $20. So he comes, he pays me $50. I tell him, okay, that's amazing. We would ship it in X days. And then I go to Maher, which is my, he's a supplier on AliExpress. I tell him, hello, Lean ordered a product. Here's your $20. Please ship this product to Lean's address. That's simple. في pros, في cons, في a lot of questions on dropshipping. I have a lot of answers on my page. You can always check them and you can always ask me كمان. I get back أكيد when I can. But that's dropshipping. You do not take care of shipping. You do not take care of inventory. You do not take care of a warehouse. You just take care of choosing the right products, rebranding them on your site, and selling them in the best way and the smartest way possible. So practically speaking, what do you need to dropship? What do I need to open a dropshipping store right now? In case في sales أو ما في sales, how can I operate a dropshipping business? So there are so many ways, but this is my best way. And this is the way that I teach it in my courses. One, you need a Shopify account, which we talked about it من شوي, to build your Shopify store, which you can do in 2 days. Our 14 days are for free. Then في apps on Shopify. So one of the apps that you need is called Oberlo. Oberlo is the link between your store and the millions and trillions of products on AliExpress. So with a click of a button, I can directly import those products from AliExpress to my site. The product SKU with description, with SUR, everything that I need. 3, I need at least one successful product. So I need at least one successful product to sell. I can't open a store without a product. And 4, I need a payment gateway, which we just talked about the solution من شوي. So that's when it comes to drop shipping. I really hope you guys go and elaborate in your research and dig deeper into it. I have a lot of valuable posts concerning this topic and e-commerce in general. Again, unfortunately, I couldn't dig deeper in today's presentation, but I really hope that you can find your answers and you can hit me up whenever you want. So when it comes to digital marketing, so how can I mainly promote my product? Okay, I opened the best site ever. My product is amazing, but there is something still missing, which is I want people to know about my product, to be interested in my product, and to hopefully turn into customers and pay. Why do I believe in digital marketing a lot? Well, I come from a digital marketing background, so it was the very first thing I do. I love it. I still do it up until now. And when comparing between digital marketing and traditional marketing, which we know من زمان, TV ads, radio ads, newspaper, billboards, actually digital marketing is much more affordable, much more affordable. And I can create an ad for $10 and reach 10,000 people in Lebanon, when I have to pay the same reach for at least $20,000 or $30,000 for an ad for 2 days on TV. Then it's more targeted. If I do an ad on TV or on the radio or in a newspaper, my targeting is very small. And I put a makeup brand. Okay, so in most cases, I'm targeting only girls and women. I cannot control that only girls and women are going to see this ad on TV. Everyone's going to see it, which means I'm burning my money. I'm spending my money on the wrong target audience. When in digital marketing, I can choose that only girls between 18 to 55 who are interested in this type of makeup see this ad. That's how targeted it is, which eventually means I'm spending my money on the right people, which means more sales for a less cost. 3, more access to data. I told you, بالأول, data is the most important factor in scaling any business. I can literally, it's crazy. It's crazy how much data you have. There's a tool called Hotjar. هيدي غير the millions and trillions of data that you can get from Shopify, Google Analytics, Facebook, Events Manager. You can actually, I don't know if you guys know this, I think most of you know it, but في شيء اسمه Hotjar, which I can watch my customers live on my website. I can't know who is who, but I can watch the recordings of my customers, how they're scrolling on their phone, but I can't see numbers because I can't see a card information or anything. But go check it out and go link it on your website. Hotjar is actually an amazing solution which you can use to understand the consumer behavior on your website and fix stuff. 3 days ago, I was working with one of my team and we watched Hotjar recordings and we understood that this product has low sales because people aren't scrolling till the end. They're finding what they want on top. So we watched more than 200 recordings ولاحظنا انه people aren't scrolling على الآخر, which is why this product isn't getting enough awareness. So we just added this product on top and sales started to come in. So Hotjar is one of the amazing analytical tools that you can use. 4, easier to set up. To create a campaign on social media, if you know all the practical steps, it might take you up to 10 minutes max. Easily twisted. يعني أنا إذا لقيت في a problem in this campaign, I can change it directly بدون إخراج دعاية بدون ما أعمل شيء. I can just go in and twist it. And 5, it's and the last point, 6, it's scalable. يعني أنا إذا this ad was bringing me a lot of sales and it was only spending $10 per day, I can increase the budget into $20 per day and hopefully perform أحسن. So guys, in entrepreneurship, we are not dependent on anyone or anything. The moment you want to start nagging, just know that you are not going anywhere. If you're nagging, you're just wasting your time. Because I've never heard a successful story of someone who nagged and got money out of anywhere, which is why you've never seen a single story on any of my Instagram pages, whether a personal one or the Wolf of Bay, in which I nagged. And trust me, up until today, I still face a lot of personal problems and a lot of problems which we all share in this country. I've never ever nagged because nagging contradicts with entrepreneurship, and that's what I wanted to actually focus on. So if you find a problem, even إذا أنتم ما خصكم فيها, the electricity problem, just don't nag about it. Just cope with what you have, adapt, and find solutions to overcome it. If you can actually impact the whole country and find a solution for it, stop whatever you're doing and go do this, because this is even more important than your personal success. But if you can find the solution, at least for yourself and your surroundings as a start with this. So it's all on us, guys. But it is your duty, because I get this question a lot. Why are you still in Lebanon? Okay, I've said it before. I don't want to leave. I want to be a big part of this change. And I don't think I'm doing anything extra. I believe it's my duty. I lived my best 20 years before in this country. So it's not for about 2-3 years in which I'd give up on it. So I really want to be a part of this change. And again, it's my duty. I'm not doing anything extra, guys. And I want you to actually, if you can help in any way possible, this is a national duty we need to do. And ending it with the best image ever, which is our Lebanese flag. Wherever you reach, guys, if you make millions of dollars, if you make hundreds of thousands of dollars, لو قد ما صرتوا تعملوا بحياتكم, whatever successes you make, please keep this country in your mind. This country needs us. Unfortunately, I won't get into politics, but unfortunately, we had the wrong people managing this country for the past company. And now it's our time to reclaim it. It's our time to reclaim it. So start by changing yourself. Start by watching the mindset course and changing your mindset. Then change your status and unleash the beast inside of you. Impact your family and friends, and then impact the whole country. Because one person بالنسبة لي can change another person, which can change another one and another one and another one, up until we make a tremendous change in this country in the next upcoming years. So thank you so much, everyone. I'm really sorry. There are hundreds of tons of more information I can share. Hopefully we'll have another talk later on. And I think, I don't know, is a Q&A or something. This goes back to Nadine and Anne. Thank you.
جاد thank you so much. صراحة أنا ما قدرت أقوم عن اللابتوب ولا ثانية، عم بسمعك للآخر وعن جد عم شوف قد إيه إنه you are sharing your success with everyone, and that's the true meaning of a leader and of the true meaning يمكن of an entrepreneur. إنه مش مخلص السكسس بس إلك، بس لا, you are sharing it with everyone. You are giving tips and tricks for everyone. So thank you so much for this talk, Jad, and you are so inspiring. يعني الله يحميك. جاد, قبل ما نفتح the floor for questions and answers from everyone, I would like to ask you one question. To be realistic, من الوقت الأزمة لهلا عندنا مشكلة فيول، وعندنا مشكلة إنترنت، وعندنا مشكلة دولار، وعندنا مشكلة بنوكي. يعني لو شو ما عم نعمل مش مرتاحين. أنت كجاد قبل ما تلاقي solutions لكل هيدا، شو هن التشالنجز اللي شفتها؟ يعني نحن عندنا اليوث بالبروجرام مش عم بيقدروا حتى يحضروا الترينينجز because of the internet، مش عم بيقدر يكون عنده healthy mindset because of everything happening around us. They don't have the proper mental health, me including me and everyone working on empowering youth. وصلنا لمحل جد مش عم نقدر نعطي our ultimate power and energy because of what is happening around us. يعني أنا هلأ لدوا الدواء عندي بالبيت. So يعني to be realistic, what are the challenges that you faced وكيف تعاملت معهم؟ أنت عم تشتغل e-commerce، يعني بدك إنترنت، يعني بدك كهرباء كل الوقت. Let us know how you dealt with such problems, and we'll open the floor for questions and answers from everyone.
Amazing. It's actually an amazing question. لأنه it's the question on every single person's head. هلا حتى ما إذا بدكم اتفلسف ويكون حدا بيعرف إنه on where are my warehouses or everything, because a lot of people actually know إنه أنا هلا unfortunately I had to have a very big problem in 2013, but fortunately إنه I took action in 2013, so I was backed up by solutions before I had to face this problem in 2019. So now we have warehouses برات لبنان, and most of our products are here and are there. And I tell you something, up until 2020, I used to barely sell outside. I used to focus on this market, and it's an amazing market. So when it comes to a business perspective, we were coping because we already had a lot of products in our warehouses outside Lebanon, which we had before 2019. From a business perspective. From a personal perspective about the electricity and the internet, I can tell you one thing, that there are days where I was almost about to cry, because I used to be at 12 a.m. I wake up very, very, very early. I wake up at 5 a.m. every day, and I start working at this time. So imagine waking up at this time with no electricity, with no charger, with no AC, with no anything, and have to cope with it. But I know it's tough. I know it's harder. I know it's almost impossible. But I believe it's doable. So no one said that entrepreneurship is easy. And that's the beauty of entrepreneurship. And each and everyone has a different story. So there is a person right now, maybe in the States, who's an entrepreneur, who unfortunately has lost his hands. There's another person in France who's an entrepreneur who unfortunately is now blind. So على حظنا نحن, the problems we have to cope with are the electricity, the fuel, etc., etc. Is it harder? It's much harder. وما في حدا يقلنا شيء. Entrepreneurs بلبنان عن جد بيستاهل يعني عن جد بيستاهل التحية كلها لأنه it's one of the toughest places to cope. But is it doable? It is. I remember staying outside my home more than 12, 15 hours in a cafe so I can work. I really wanted to go home and rest, but I couldn't, because I had work. I had zero electricity at home. So I found alternative solutions. Again, I'm not trying to tell you that no عادي خلص go sit and no. يعني إجباري يكون عندنا كهرباء بالبيت وإجباري يكون عندنا those basic needs. But in times like those, guys, you need to overcome them. Another thing I do is that I do not watch the news. The last time I turned my TV on was years ago. I مستحيل اسمع to the news. لا هون ولا على السوشيال ميديا. Because again, blaming each other, as mentioned من شوي, the blame game is the worst thing, the worst trait any entrepreneur can have. And all of the people in charge in our country ما بيقولوا شيء غير blaming others. انت عملت هيك، انت عملت هيك، انا عملت هيك. So why would I waste my time on things like that? So be isolated, focus on what you have. From a practical perspective, I know it's hard, but trust me, guys. Once you make the very first small amount of $10,000, which is very doable, directly reinvest them. And don't spend them on stupid stuff. Reinvest them in legal papers outside Lebanon. Reinvest them in infrastructure outside so that at least you can have a backup plan or maybe travel and go and come without facing those problems. But it's hard, it definitely is, but we have to cope. It's one of the things that I'm doing. Inshallah khair.
Thank you so much for this answer. I'll now open the floor for question and answers. أول حدا رفع إيده هو محمد زهران. محمد, the floor is yours.
هاي.
بس
أنا كنت بدي أسأل سؤال.
أكيد.
إنه أنا لما أروح على بنك أوف بيروت لازم يكون معي غير السجل مش السجل العادل، شو اسمه، مزاولة المهنة.
أوكي لا هيكون معك هيدي الورقة وصورة على الباسبور and that's all what you need. هونيك بيسألوك a couple of questions, a KYC وبيفتحوا لك account.
اسمه هو الاكونت فريش، ما هيك؟ فريش ده
صح. هو بيفتحوا لك اي بيمنت جيت اواي، واول ما يفتحوا لك البيمنت جيت اواي عن طريقه دغري بيفتحوا لك حسابين، واحد على 3900 وواحد فريش دولار. هيك اذا حدا حاسبك من لبنان مثل ما هو حاسبك على 3900 انت حتقبضه على 3900، بس هيدي فيك تسكرها. وبيفتحوا لك حساب فريش دولارز لحتى كل شيء بتقبضه من اوتسايد لبنان. هلا اذا بدك تروح دايركتلي تو اوبن ا فريش دولارز في احتمال مش هيخلوك، بس اذا بتفتح عن طريق الاي بيمنت جيت اواي اللي وي توكت اباوت بيفتحوا لك دغري فريش دولار اكونت.
اوكي ثانك يو.
Thank you محمد. Anas, the floor is yours.
السلام عليكم.
هاي وعليكم السلام.
اول شيء حبيت اقول لك انه انا اونرد اني عم بحكي معك هلا.
ثانك يو سو ماتش.
The king of entrepreneurship. حبيت اسالك، عندي اد عم بعملها عندي كم يوم ودائما بتجيني multiple items couldn't be published. One ad said and one ad weren't published. شو لازم اعمل بالضبط؟
Okay, so هيدي it has a lot of reasons. So it's either a problem بالاد set او بتكون المشكله بالاد set او بتكون المشكله بالا actual creative او بالبيكسل. So اذا فيك تصور لي اياهم سكرين شوت and to send them on my Instagram DM وانا within an hour اذا بدك قل لي انه I'm Anas from Talk و I can check which error عم يطلع لك
ايه بعت لك
I would send you a solution directly. deal.
يا حمو والديك عايشك.
Thank you so much.
شكرا يعني.
Thank you Anas. هلا I'll get back to you.
Thank you Anas. I'll take now the question from Rayan Mahfouz.
Yes. Jad, bonsoir. Yani, your experience is super impressive and outstanding. My question for you, we tend sometimes to choose partners with us to help us sustain our businesses and initiatives. But sometimes these partners decide to become dominant and act in back of us. بيشتغلوا من وراء ظهرنا وما بيخلونا أن نوصل لأهدافنا. Based on your experience, شو هي things اللي نحن لازم ننتبه لها ونشتغل عليها لحتى نختار the right partner and the right person to reach this objective we're looking for?
I love this question, Ayan. Thank you so much. I think it's a really important point a lot of people should hear. You know, I've been through a lot of partnerships. Even a lot of my businesses right now is actually with partners. But I learned a lot. أول شيء, make sure that you and your partner would complement each other and do not do the same thing. So like, don't go and partner with a friend just because he's your friend. No, showcase your skills. Yeah, مثلا هديك example. In one of a very big brand I'm a partner in, me and my partner, I take care of everything on the front end. He takes care of everything on the back end, which means everything related to order fulfillment, to stock, to ordering products, quality control, legal, accounting, he takes care of them. Everything related to sales, marketing, branding, influencers, everything on the front end, I take care of them. If I make hundreds of mistakes, he can give his opinion, but he cannot take a decision. I take a decision on the front end. And if any problem happens on the back end, I can brainstorm with him, but it's not my job. So Heidi 1 is a very helpful thing because each one knows their tasks and don't overlap tasks. Each one has his own thing. 2, from a legal perspective, even if it was with your own brother or sister, هلا اكيد في a much more experienced lawyer. He's actually experienced in startup law and e-commerce law. His name is Rami Aleme. I think most of you here know him, and you can reach out to him on Instagram. He tells you, and he's actually my lawyer. And no, even if I was partnering up with a brother, I do something called a co-founders agreement. So a co-founders agreement is just a paper, which is a legal paper, which talks about everything. Okay? Our partner is Jad, وتاني partner is Omar. He has 50%, I have 50%. His tasks are 1, 2, 3. My tasks are 1, 2, 3. He cannot go and sell the same thing ورا ظهري. I cannot go and do the same thing. We sign it and it's done. So هيك بتكون legally حماية حالك. وأهم شيء when choosing your partner, take your emotions aside. Take them aside and don't overlap tasks. Let everyone know their job. And that's the best way you and your partner can scale your business and go places you have never imagined. I hope this answered the
جاد
question.
أنا عندي سؤال هيك follow up على شو ريان قال. عم تشتغل مع تيم ما هيك؟
Yes, of course.
وأنت بتقتنع إنه إيد واحدة ما بتزقف؟
Of course.
Okay. So, just to let you know, I'm asking this question because a lot of the youth that are under the YLP, the Youth Leadership Program, are currently establishing their businesses and they want to form a team. So, I think the tip that you said هي أول tip. شو فيك تعطينا 2 more tips غير إنه نخلي الفيلينجز على جنب. أعطينا 2 more tips.
For sure. Another tip is, trust me, I've been through both. I've been through individual success. I've been through teamwork success. Teamwork success feels rare. It's much better. It's much nicer. How do you call an example? I would prefer that my brand's name goes worldwide on Forbes على إنه أنا روح وانعرف إنه I did something good for my business. أبدا. Because from a financial perspective, it's much more rewarding. And in order to take your brand all the way to the top, you can never do it by yourself. I can't handle a full business by myself. يعني, in one of the businesses, we're 2 partners and a team of 12. And we're still hiring. And the more you scale, the more people you need. And the last thing is, just keep your ego away. وهيدي is unfortunately something we have هون بلبنان كتير, we see it. إنه even if I was doing a wrong thing, I wouldn't accept anyone to come and tell me it's wrong. Because we put ourselves before the whole business. There's one word I always tell any partner I have. The business before every single person in the team. So if you trying to fix this would add a positive value to the whole brand or to the whole business, we do it regardless anything. If it doesn't, we will see what your problem is. So again, emotions away and take your ego away. And 3 is مثل ما قلت أول شيء إنه add tasks for everyone. Don't overlap tasks. Let everyone know their job and their tasks in this project.
Thank you, Jad. I'll take 2 questions now from the chat box. Ghazi is asking, if I already have a Fresh Dollar account, is it possible to use it and start dropshipping?
If it's no, if it's at Bank of Beirut, they would open a payment gateway under your Fresh Dollar account, and they would open your payment gateway directly. So it just makes the process faster. But if it's a Fresh Dollar account by any other bank, no, because as mentioned, a payment gateway is not a Fresh Dollar account. The payment gateway is the link between your website and your Fresh Dollar account.
Okay, thank you. Julian also is asking, can I just open an OMT Fresh Dollar account and use it for dropshipping?
No, the OMT fresh dollar account is for you to pay and not to receive automatically. يعني إذا حدا بده يحول لك حوالي هيحول لك إياها. بس it contradicts with the accessibility, scalability and automation of e-commerce. أنت بدك تكون أنت ونايم عم بيجيك order يعني it would slow you down a lot. Plus it doesn't work. So لا, a payment gateway is something else. But the OMT card actually is really important to pay in fresh dollars. I would recommend it to pay and not to receive dollars.
Thank you, Jad. Now we'll go with Claude Boussamran. She's a trainer with Lebanon, our partner at YLP. Claude.
Amazing.
Hello.
Hello, Claude.
Hi, Claude.
تمام جاد اللي حكيته اليوم very very important. كثير كانت السيشن كثير حلوة اللي حكيتها. في عندي سؤالين صغار بس ما فهمت شغلة. نحن ما بنسجل as e-commerce بالسجل التجاري and كيف قدرت مثلا كيف بتقدر تحمي اسمك for one. والثاني شغلة what about taxes؟ كيف تدفع taxes منك مسجل بوزارة العمل وزارة الاقتصاد وزارة المال أبداً هاي الثمانية مسجلين فيه وكيف لازم نعمل إذا لازم نعمل هدول القصص.
Amazing. Thank you for your question. هلا أكيد I have the answer because I've been through it. بس إنه if you want a more detailed answer, I'm going to write down. He's actually يعني he's a startup lawyer and an e-commerce lawyer. His name is Rami Alemi. You can find him on Instagram and just tell him إنه أنتوا كنتوا بتtalk اليوم and he can answer any question you have. He would give you a very detailed answer. But أنتوا عم بتسجلي a private tax ID, okay? هيطلع لك رقم مالي in which you have to pay taxes every year, but it's not the same way you pay taxes إذا مسجلي شركة. يعني في عندك a fixed cost which you pay. It depends على any activity. But you do say حاطط عنا أنا صورة on my page وأكيد I can send it to you after هتحكيني DM which says in Arabic إنه أنت بتبيع e-commerce بتبيع سلع وبرودكتس عبر الإنترنت هيك اسمها بوزارة المالية بصير عندك a private tax ID and على أساسه you can do any e-commerce activity. هلا كيف فيني أحمي اسمي which is something I highly recommend. Directly register your trademark. So اللوجو والاسم دغري بتسجلوه. هلا استغلوا فكره انه everything بالدوله بعده على 1005. So you can have a full trademark which قبل كانت تكلف شي $600-700. Now بتكلف اقل من $50 I think. Yes, around $50 to $60 بتكلف. So directly بتروح على وزاره الاقتصاد فيكم تفوتوا on their site online. You open a form وبتسجلوا you add your logo. هلا unfortunately عم يفتحوا بس الأربعة even their site عم يفتح بس الأربعة ما بعرف كيف. And you can open and submit your logo and your name and then you get a code. بتروحوا على وزارة الاقتصاد بتسجلوها بتدفعوا بين 900,000 والمليون ليرة. و as for the taxation once you have a private tax ID آخر السنة في عندك a form بتعبيه with the profits that you did etc مثل كأنه عم بتصرحي عادي بس لأنه you have a private tax ID ومش شركة هيدي اسمها a private business. أكيد I have more information on my page. هتدفعي a fixed cost of a small amount every year.
طيب بس بدي أسأل سؤال. فرضنا نحن as startup بلشوا الشباب و for some reason ما كملوا حتى بقي يعني سجلوا الاسم وراحوا سجلوه ودفعوا اللي عليهم. شو بيصير في حال ما كملت هالستارت اب؟ شو بيصير بالاسم؟ شو لازم يعملوا؟ شو لازم يصير؟
Amazing. So to avoid any taxes every year you can go back على وزارة المالية and to close it and claim انه it's closed. So after it's closed خلص بصير بالفايل بوزارة المالية it's closed. You won't ever pay taxes anymore unless you open it again. هلا from a trademark perspective انه I'm not sure about the legal aspect here. I don't know إذا in a trademark perspective بتدل على اسمكم or you have to change it. بس أكيد I can get back to you if you contact me on Instagram.
Thank you, Jad.
Thank you so much. I really hope I helped you.
Thank you. Rabia?
Thank you.
Hello all.
Hello
كيفك
Rabia.
استاذ؟ ميرسي كثير لك عم تعطي هيك دافع شوي للشباب بهالظروف الصعبه.
Thank you so much, Rabia.
بس شوي بدي اسالك شوي بالنسبه للدروب شيبينج. فينا نعمل دروب شيبينج من علي اكسبريس او فينا امازون واي باي.
اوكي.
بالنسبه للدروب شيبينج من خلال اوبرلو او اذا كان علي اكسبريس على دروب شيبينج او شيء هيك. طيب نحن اليوم اذا اليوم هالشخص حطيت انا صوره على الانستغرام او الويب سايت تبعي وجا هالشخص طلبها، جات انا طلبت له اياها من خلال نقول علي اكسبريس. اليوم الدليفري مين بياخذها من هونيك او من او علي اكسبريس هو بيبعتها او نحن ما نكون نحن متعاقدين مع شركه دليفري او هيك شيء؟
Amazing question, Rabia. Amazing question, Rabia. Thank you so much. So, as a start for the first part of your question, أول سؤال يلي هو إنه أنا إذا I want to drop ship فيني أعمل من أمازون ومن other places. Preferably إذا أنت بلبنان start with AliExpress. أمازون في عندهم بروجرام تاني اسمه أمازون FBA which ما بيزبط بلبنان الأمازون FBA. أقرب بلد علينا is دبي، بس it's gonna cost you a lot لأنه بدك تكون مسجل بدبي. So هاي لحالها $10,000 زيادة. So preferably Shopify plus Oberlo plus AliExpress، أو إذا عامل your site على ووردبريس تستعمل instead of Oberlo عشان Oberlo is for Shopify في اب تاني اسمها علي دروب شيب بتستعملها على ووردبريس وبتعمل ذات الشيء. هذا is for the first part. هلا تاني part يلي هو which I love this question. إذا اجاك اوردر السبلاير بعلي اكسبريس اخر همه انت قد ايه اخذ من الزبون. سو انت اوريدي الزبون دافع لك كل شيء. سو يعني هاتك اكزامبل، هيدي على علي اكسبريس حقها $10 زائد $5 حق الشيبينج. سو صارت التوتال $15. علي اكسبريس اخر همه اذا انت بتاخذ حقها 50 زائد $20 شيبينج، او اذا بتاخذ 15 بلس فري شيبينج، او اذا بتاخذ 80 زائد $3. اخر همه الزلمه بس بده يقبض $15 تاعيته. سو انت بتروح بتدفع له $15 اللي هي كل شيء، وهو بوصلها دغري لعند الزبون. هو يعني هو علي اكسبريس سبلاير بدون ما انت تحكي مع اني شيبينج كومباني، بدون ما تحكي مع حدا، دغري بوصل هالبرودكت لعند الزبون. سو هون الشطاره انك تلاقي سبلاير بيعطيك حق شيبينج رخيص وسريع كثير. And one of the very best tips فيني اقول لك اياهم ربيع if you're drop shipping is حاول لاقي سبلايرز علي اكسبريس عندهم مستودعات ببلاد مثل اوروبا مثل امريكا. ليه؟ ببطل يوصلها من الصين على امريكا او من الصين على اوروبا، بصير بوصلها من اوروبا على اوروبا ومن امريكا على امريكا، which means ب3 ايام بوصلها و90% من الوقت بتكون فري شيبينج، يعني انت ما بتدفع حق شيء. I hope this answered your question. واذا عندك حيلا سؤال ثاني مان you can shoot anytime you want على انستغرام. hopefully you will build a very successful business, man. I can see it in your mindset.
Thank you.
Okay, guys, can I ask a quick question related to this question? بس مع انه في عالم رافعه ايدها وما عم بعرف كيف بيعملوا كيف يرفعوا ايدهم صراحه.
Yes, Peter, go ahead. We still have few minutes, like 2 minutes to end it.
So basically, انت وقت بدك تدفع على علي اكسبريس people when they are scrolling your website, so they're gonna pay you على الويب سايت وانت from the money that you get you pay for علي اكسبريس
100%. هلا انت اول اوردرين ثلاثه بدك تكون شايل $100-200 على جنب، حتى اذا اجاك اوردر عبال ما يجوا هالثلاث ايام، عشان از منشن بدها 3 days من البيمنت جيت واي على حسابك بالبنك. سو عبال ما يوصلوا انت اكيد بدك تمشيه على السريع. سو هيكون عندك كارد ثاني مثلا OMP كارد او بانك كارد وبتشتري هالبرودكت اند ذن خلص بس بلش هيجيك اوردرات كثير بصير من ذا سيم بانك اكونت عم بيجيك عليه وانت عم تطلب دغري and to buy it from AliExpress.
I got you. So basically people هو الويب سايت هو بس شوبيفاي صح؟
انت بدك تعمله through Shopify. So هو انت السايت تبعك بيكون سايت عادي ما حتى بينعرف انه it's on Shopify. يعني it's not a marketplace. امازون مثلا بتحط بضاعتك على امازون، بتفوت عندك لوجو امازون وبضاعه تحتها. هون لا on Shopify it's not Shopify وبضاعه تحتها. You build your site بصير السايت under your name، يعني adidas.com خلص adidas في يكون عامله على Shopify الزلمه.
Oh wow. Great.
Perfect.
I guess Nadine got disconnected. We can take the last question من Julian Ibrahim, if you would like to unmute yourself.
اوكي هلو جاد. اول شيء وكمان بدي اقول لك ثانك يو كثير على الانفورميشن، كانت كثير يوزفول لنا كلنا. سوري
لا يا زلمه it was useless.
سوري. بس كان بدي اسالك.
لا I'm sure محمد قصده useful.
I know.
بس كان بدي اسالك اذا في شيء طريقه نجيب ديبت كارد او نعمل شي بنك اكاونت اونلاين. يعني شفت كثير بنك اكاونتس هني من امريكا او من يونايتد ستيتس ومثل كابيتال 1 فيك تعملهم اونلاين بلا ما تكون يو اس سيتيزن ولا شيء، يعني مثل لبنان، بس بدهم مثل اس اس ان نمبر او اي تي اي ان نمبر. فكيف بدي اشوف اذا في شيء بنك ما بده مثل هودي النمبرز بنصير نعملهم من عندنا.
Like to a certain extent في هيك solutions online بس ما كثير بنصحك فيهم. مثلا في شيء اسمه rapid formations in the UK in which $200 you can open a company in the UK بيطلع لك a debit card or everything. بس unfortunately لانه نحن بلبنان كثير عم بدققوا وخيالله لحظه ما في شيء بيمنعهم انه ياخذوا لك كل المصاري. So انا بالنسبه لي out of hundreds of options as a start to have a payment gateway بلبنان through either Bank of Beirut or غير Bank of Beirut بس لانه it's the only bank اللي عم يسمح لنا بدون ما تسجل an official company is the best and safest solution right now. هلا once you start making a lot of money خلص بتسجل شركه دغري برا. يعني فيك تسجل in دبي مثلا in a free zone او فيك تسجل even in the States بتكلف up to $2,000 max بس at least بتكون legal. بس try to avoid any loophole. يعني حتى PayPal a lot of people من لبنان بيصيروا يحاولوا انه بيجيب رقم فيك وعنده عنوان رفيقه بقلب امريكا. Avoid those things لانه eventually it's not gonna work. Even at what Jean Paul بواتساب هلا said بالchat is Revolut. I have a Revolut account. You يعني apparently you cannot open it unless you have at least something legal in the States. So you can feel شوية loopholes but trust me guys, avoid them. Since we have a solution right now بلبنان, work with it. fresh dollars هون أو برا. You get this fresh dollar, you reinvest them outside and then you use them. بس في حدا سأل كثير سؤال سريع about PayPal. Yes, PayPal can be a payment gateway, but make sure it's a business PayPal account and not a personal PayPal account. لأنه إذا كان a personal PayPal account أول ما يجيك رابع خامس order بوقفوا لك إياه وبيقولوا لك you need to promote it into a business account.
اوكي ثانك يو. بس بعد شغله سوري بعد شغله في شغله مثل كمان اذا ديبت كارد بلبنان مثلا في او ام تي كارد بس لو ام تي هي كريدت ما ديبت. يعني في شيء شغله سيرفيس بلبنان هيك الساين اب تبعه سريع.
I do not think OMT is a credit card. هي فكره الكريدت كارد انه فيك تاخذ دين. يعني انت حتدفع مش من مصرياتك and then تسكرهم. بينما اول وحده قلت عنها هي قد ما معك بالحساب هتدفع. So I think OMT is not a credit card. اذا هيك هلا انا بنزل بخدمات. OMT is not a credit card. قد ما بتحط فيها قد ما فيك تدفع. So انت in this case اخر همك مان because in case it was credit or debit it's still not a payment gateway. So there's no way هتقبض عليها through eCommerce through Shopify. Okay, so انت بدك payment gateway هوليك اللي يعني هوليك الكارد فيك تستعملهم to pay for ads, pay for $29 say Shopify, pay for whatever you want. But in the end of the day you need a payment gateway to get your payments automatically انت ونايم all day.
اوكي ثانك يو.
Thank you so much جاد. بس تعقيبا على اللي قلته نحن كمان I have an organization and we try to open a bank account at many banks in Lebanon وكانوا مصرين انه ناخذ registration. ودائما ال NGOs التسجيل تبعها اصعب بكثير من any company لانه بدها وصايات وبدها سياسيه والحلوين يفوتوا بالدق ونحن we are refusing to do so. So we know the struggle to open like fresh bank account in Lebanon and I will try to reach out to Bank of Beirut يشوفوا إذا فينا at least co-founders نفتح bank accounts عنه. جاد thank you so much. ما حنزهق ما زهقنا وبتعقد وبدنا نرجع نستضيفك مرة ثانية باليوث leadership program. please guys, if you have any question to Jad, I think Jad ما بقصر يكونوا عم يحكوك direct message على انستغرام
whenever I'm شوي بتأخر حتى رد لأنه عن جد I really have a very active schedule. بس in the end of the day I make sure إنه كل حدا بيسأل سؤال هيجي وقت وهجاوبه دغري يعني a max of 2-3 days maximum. But hopefully in the same day يعني.
Thank you Jad. Hani, can you please بس advise us when بيكون recording هلا موجود تاع جاد؟
Exactly. So نادين حنكون عم نزيد الريكوردينج على YLP Lebanon ويب سايت بعته بالchat ل everyone. مفروض within 24 hours يكون صار موجود الريكوردينج online for everyone. Thank you very much Jad.
Thank you so much Hani and Nadine.
Thank you so much everyone. We'll have a great Friday. Have a great evening or great week and thank you so much for being here.
Thank you so much.
Thank you Jad.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Thank you. Bye bye.